Oh my god! The Switch 2 is $450! The world is crumbling! For me, that experience was very different. I honestly thought $450 was fair. And honestly, I think the internet just loves to complain too much. I will say, a bigger issue right now is this guy, and we're gonna get to him later. But I just wanted to talk about it. I personally think the Switch 2 being $450 is perfectly priced. Before the Switch 2 came out, I thought, oh, okay, the Switch 2 is gonna be like $400. It's gonna have 1080p at best, maybe 1440p. It's gonna be 60 FPS, right? And then in my head, I'm like, okay, $400, that makes sense. Switch 1 came out in 2017, $300, 720p handheld, 1080p docked. It made sense. And 2017, $300, that's like $400 today. Inflation, you know, economics. But to me, it seems like everyone's just disagreeing. So am I the crazy one? Am I insane? Am I sucking Nintendo's cock? I think it's important that we clarify how Nintendo has consistently been a little underpowered. Okay, starting the GameCube was like Nintendo's second worst success. Okay, maybe not the second worst. There's the Virtual Boy, that's like bottom. Wii U set, but like the Virtual Boy isn't real, you know? The bottom one is Wii U, okay? We're just gonna say that. And the second bottom was the GameCube. I know there's some like 30-year-old millennials being like, oh, the GameCube was so awesome. I agree. I love my GameCube. Wait, hold up. Let me grab it. I realize I don't care enough to grab my whole GameCube, so I just grabbed the game. Like, this console is fire. The GameCube was an awesome console, but compared to the PS2, it wasn't winning, man. I don't know. And even the Xbox, the first Microsoft console, it beat it? Like, come on, man. How'd you lose to Xbox, bro? They can't even make it exclusive nowadays. And the funny thing is, the GameCube was the most powerful out of the three. The PS2 was some ass. Like, have you seen San Andreas on like the PS2 compared to the original Xbox? The original Xbox one looks so much better. On second thought, maybe not so much better. It's not like that crazy, but still, like the PS2 was not that good in terms of power. It was just a good DVD player, and it was good enough for all the games. So I'm pretty sure Nintendo started realizing, what's the point? Why are we making this powerful? Also, even though the GameCube was powerful, it used mini DVDs, so like it didn't really matter that much. They couldn't even use the power. But even then, I think Nintendo started realizing the power doesn't matter. So for the Wii, Nintendo was just kind of like, let's just do it again. The Wii was just basically an overclocked GameCube, man. It played all the GameCube games for a reason. It's just a GameCube. They're fooling you, man. It's the same damn thing. So for the Wii, they were like, okay, let's just have this like little Wii remote and the motion controls, and then boom, they'll love us. And it worked for them. It worked really well. I mean, it's like top 5 best-selling console of all time. I mean, it clearly worked. And then for the Wii U, they just tried to do it again, you know. Underpowered console, it was just good enough. It's too bad the Game Pass didn't work, but Nintendo had a trend of just, you know, doing a little less power than compared to the Xbox and PlayStation. And there's good reason for it. Less powerful is cheaper to make, man. And Nintendo needs to make profit. A lot of consoles nowadays, they don't profit. They sell it on a loss, man. If they priced it, even breaking even, it would be too expensive. It wouldn't be worth it. Microsoft and Sony, they just sell their games, and boom, they make the profit there, and then they're fine. Also, Microsoft and Sony, they make other stuff. They don't just do games. Microsoft makes their Windows, you know, and Sony makes their cameras and crap, and audio. You know Sony. They just do stuff. So then Nintendo, a game-only company, that's all they do. They need to make a profit on that stuff. Even the games aren't enough. They need to make a profit with the console. So an underpowered console lets them profit easier. And then for the Switch, they did the same thing, but the Switch gimmick worked. You could take it portable, you could take it docked, so like it worked. That worked. But then the Switch 2. What are they gonna do with the Switch 2? They're gonna do the Switch thing again. They can't just keep selling cheap hardware. So Nintendo had to make it more powerful. But they still have to profit. So what are they gonna do? They have to price the console at $450. $400 just wasn't gonna cut it. $300 definitely wasn't gonna cut it. The Switch 2 Direct rolls around, you know, they release it and they say 4K? 4K in docked and handheld, I think it was 1080p, but still 4K. And then 120 FPS? Like, bro, you're wild. You're wild in here, man. Why is that necessary? 120? 120. 120? So then when they said that, I was just like, oh, it's a PS5 Lite. And you can take it on the go. this is fire. Obviously, if you have a console that's, you know, got all these specs, obviously it's gonna be a little more expensive than the Switch 1, which was still selling for $300, and it was some, like, I'm sorry, the Switch 1, I love the Switch 1, but it was some crap compared to the Switch 2. Like, what? So then they released the price after the direct. Man, they were, let's be real, they were pussying out. They didn't want to say it in the direct. And then when that price rolled down, $450, people were like, what? 450 for a Nintendo console? Meanwhile, I was just chilling. I checked the price like 2-3 hours after the direct. I wasn't immediately concerned with that in the moment. And I checked it. I was like, oh, 450? Why not 400? But then, you know, like a rational, logical consumer, I thought about it. Oh, wait. They have 4K. They have 120 FPS. This is, yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, like, okay, I was about to grab my PS5, but then I realized that that's a little big. I was gonna grab the PS5. Imagine I'm holding my PS5. The PS5 is kind of big, man. And then the Switch 2 is like, what, that big? I don't have a Switch 2, but I assume it's like that big. That's a pretty big difference. And you're like getting, like, okay, comparable power might be a bit of an overstatement. It's not comparable, but it's not that far off. So the fact is, $50 less than a PS5, that makes sense. That makes complete sense. So I was like, okay, $450, that's a doable price. In my opinion, if it was anything over 500, they're wild. They're crazy. Below the 500 mark, 500 is pushing it, but I think it could like make sense. But over 500, that's crazy, man. Like that's crazy. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. And then, you know, later in the day, I go on the interwebs, and everyone's f***ing complaining. Oh, 450, those greedy 450. Oh, am I gonna feed my starving children?
Let's get a Steam Deck.
Like, people need to shut up. I'm sorry. Like, people are gonna be like, oh, this guy, he's defending the multi-billion-dollar company. Oh my god. Bro, it's not about that. Nintendo will be fine. My problem is, y'all are f***ing stupid. One, $450 is more than fair for the Switch 2. It's more than fair. Is it an incredible deal? No. But you're insane if you think that's a horrible deal. Like, bro, what are you stupid? Like, the Switch 2, you can run Cyberpunk, you can run Elden Ring, you can run that Final Fantasy VII remake. That a $450 machine makes complete sense. Are you getting the definitive version of those games? No. But it's pretty damn close, man, and you can take it anywhere. And I know some smelly little kid is gonna be like,
The Steam Deck. The Steam Deck is like $5. You might as well just get a Steam Deck.
Bro, the Steam Deck and the Switch 2 are for two very different types of people. The Switch 2 is for like people, they just want to play a game and they want to go out and be able to play those games. The Steam Deck, and I'm part of these people, by the way. The Steam Deck is for stinky little people who love tinkering with machines. The Switch 2 and the Steam Deck are not the same audience. Now, do they overlap a little bit? Yes. But they are not the same audience. Also, I just want to say, the Steam Deck base model is, I don't know if it's the same or more expensive than the Switch 2. And I'm pretty sure the Switch 2 is more powerful, and it has a better screen. Also, if you think the Steam Deck will be able to emulate Switch 2 games, you need to get checked in a mental hospital. It barely worked with Switch 1 games. The Switch 2, it's not gonna be able to do anything. Do not get a Steam Deck as your Switch 2 alternative. It is not the same thing. And 90% of people who want a Switch 2, they do not want to mess with the things you have to do to get a Steam Deck to work perfectly. A Steam Deck is much more of a tinkering machine. A Switch 2 is more of a, you pop in the game and it works type of machine. Is a Steam Deck good? I think so. I haven't played it, but it's not the same thing. Anyways, past that Steam Deck tangent, the Switch 2 is fairly priced. People who think otherwise are low-key stupid. Now, for the other topic, the games. People are pissed about these game prices, man. Like, the Donkey Kong Bonanza game, that's $70. People are like, $70? Buddy, it's everyone. Games don't have that high profit margins. Like, they have to increase the price at some point. Games have been $60 since like pre-Xbox 360. And sometimes they were more expensive. I don't understand how stupid ass customers think that the price will just remain the same for the rest of the time. It's gonna increase, man. It's $10 more. Find $10 more. I found $20 on the floor, man. You could probably scrounge up $10 more for a game. And now some people be like, you privileged f***. Everyone can afford it, man. If you can't afford 70, I really doubt you could have afforded the 60 as well. Now, I know people are like, oh, but the $70, that's not what we're complaining about. There's some people complaining about it. I just wanted to get that across first. And then there's also the $10 tutorial game. Yeah, that shit's some ass. That one is stupid, I'm not gonna lie. I don't just include it with the console, man. Astro's Playroom is like 50 times better, and that was free. I don't understand why this ass is $10. It's gonna be the worst selling Switch game of all time. And now for Mario Kart World. That one is kind of wild. I can't read. Now, $80 for a game. I mean, I feel like some people are acting like it's insanity. It's still only $20 more, man. It's not like $100. Let's slow down for a second. I swear some people on the internet right now are like close to rioting over that price. It's $80. It's high. I'm not gonna lie, it's high. But it's not like it's still 80, man. It's not that much over 60 yet. And like, I feel like people aren't realizing Mario Kart is Mario Kart. Everyone's gonna buy Mario Kart. If Nintendo was gonna price something high, they're gonna price Mario Kart high. Mario Kart is the best-selling game on the Switch. Obviously, it's gonna be priced high. I keep seeing stupid-ass people be like, Mario Kart World is gonna be $90 physically. No, it's not. No, it's not. It is not $90 physically. If you say that, you are wrong. Wait, I need to clarify that. I'm talking about the US right now. This applies to US prices, okay? USD, the real currency. But it is not $90. That was made by people being like, oh, in Europe, the physical is more expensive. It's not like that in the US, man. Just stop lying. Stop. And then I think the biggest counter argument to all this that people fail to mention, the Switch 2 bundle with Mario Kart World is only $50 more than the base price. Basically saying if you get the bundle, Mario Kart is $50, man. They just want you to get the bundle. Mario Kart World is merely a ploy to get people to buy a Switch 2 bundle. I know someone's gonna be like, the bundle is limited time. What about after? It's limited time so people get the bundle quicker. Nintendo want high launch sales. So, what's the best thing? Mario Kart. Mario Kart. People love Mario Kart. And then, oh my god, you get Mario Kart for cheaper if you get it right now with the Switch 2 and not wait? I'm gonna get a Switch 2 now. Obviously, they're gonna price Mario Kart high so people get the bundle quicker. I really doubt Mario Kart World will stay at $80 for the rest of the Switch 2's life. I could be wrong. This might age awful. But even if they don't change the price, it's Mario Kart. People will suck dick for Mario Kart. It's the one game everyone's gonna get. Why wouldn't they price the one game everyone's gonna get no matter what? They want to make money off that crap, man. Like, are you stupid? Yeah, I don't think any other Switch 2 games are gonna be $80. At most, like 2 or 3. So, I mean, yeah, if they continue to be $80, then that's a different conversation. The Donkey Kong game being $80, that seems to be like a AAA game, like a big game for Nintendo. That being $70, I'm pretty sure that's their standard. $80 at most is like 2 or 3 games. Like how Tears of the Kingdom was $70 on the Switch 1, it's gonna be the same thing. There's gonna be like 2 or 3 $80 games on the Switch 2. That's really all I think it's gonna be. One more thing. People are also spreading misinformation about the game upgrade prices. The game upgrade prices are $10. So if you want, for example, the Mario Party Jamboree, if you have that on Switch 1 and you want the Switch 2 version, you gotta pay $10. And you get a whole extra mode. They're merely paying $10 for the ones that have the extra stuff.
Yeah, so I'm editing this shit. I'm f***ing wrong. Mario Party Jamboree upgrade pack is not $10. It is $20. Like, bro, come on, give me the $10.
Most of the game upgrades are graphics upgrades plus extra content. The only exception, I'm pretty sure, is just Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Those are a little scummy, I'm not gonna lie, because like, man, $10 for just like, I mean, like, I'm gonna get it because I need that. I haven't finished Breath of the Wild, and this will be like the one thing that motivates me to finish it. So, and then people are like, oh, they're charging $10 for a graphical upgrade. Those greedy Nintendo bitches. Bro, PlayStation does the same thing with a lot of games. Not all of them. Some of them are free. But a lot of the games you have to pay for the upgrade. Nintendo's just doing the same thing. And Sony does like $20 for something. And Nintendo, people are like, oh, they're charging for graphical upgrades. Just that. There's extra content, man. It's like a definitive edition. And they've already said that some of the games are gonna get graphical upgrades for free. I know Super Mario Odyssey is one of them. I'm not gonna look for a list right now. It'll be on the screen. Like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom seem like the only ones that have like no actual like new content. Like there's the Zelda notes, but I'm sorry, who cares about the Zelda notes? It's one of those features that Nintendo just thinks are a lot more worthy than they actually are. And also, wait, I keep seeing people are like, Breath of the Wild, the Nintendo Switch 2 has a $90 game with Breath of the Wild. It is not $90. It is a $70 game with $20 DLC. That is not a $90 game. Now, I do think the DLC should have been included in the thing, but it makes sense. Because think about how complicated this would be. So you got the Switch, imagine you have the Switch 1 copy of Breath of the Wild. You do not have the DLC. You get the upgrade pack. Oops. I got the DLC and an upgrade and graphical upgrade for $10. What a steal! While that would be nice, Nintendo's not that nice. They're gonna make you buy the DLC as well. So they're like, okay, we'll just sell the best base game. It's just DLC, man. The DLC is not a necessary component. The game is $70. Stop saying it's more than $70. It is not more than $70. Anyways, with all the complaining against the Switch 2, it's honestly such a mood killer, bro. I was legitimately excited. I'm still very excited for the system. I'm gonna get it on launch day. I'm gonna do all that. But people are such haters, bro. Like, the internet just encourages complaining. Reddit might be the most, like, filthy website on the planet. Like, the internet just, people love to complain about the Switch 2. Bro, if you think the Switch 2 is too much, don't get it. Okay? Is it an incredible deal? No, but not everything is an incredible deal, man. Some things are just fairly priced. I feel like everyone thinks that, like, products nowadays have to be this incredible deal. Like, oh my god, such value. Maybe it's valued highly because it's a good product. Things are more expensive nowadays, man. You just gotta suck it up. That's everything. And there's so much misinformation and complaining, and I feel like if you say something negative about the Switch 2, people are like, oh my god, like, bro, if you don't want the Switch 2, don't get it. And if you're complaining about the Switch 2's price and you still buy it, you think it's worth that much. So you should shut up. Anyways, some people have their opinions. Some people have their other opinions. I'm gonna buy it. I think it's worth that much. Mario Kart was a little overpriced, but I'm gonna get the bundle, so I don't care. This game ass though. Don't get it.